God does own this business. We're all here working for Him. And it teaches that in Psalms that the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. My name is Paul Abbott, and I'm the CEO of Covington Aircraft. We have 65 employees. We sell engines all over the world. We are presently a DDOF, which is a distributor and designated overhaul facility for Pratt & Whitney, Canada. There's only 2 DDOFs in the United States, so we feel privileged to be one of them. The key to our success has probably been finding our niche in the business. We did that back in 1972 when we started working on the Pratt & Whitney radial engines. And that has worked for us for many years. And then in 1995, when we started building overhauling and repairing the turbine engine, the PT6 turbine, we also found a niche in that area. Just a lot of those engines in service. They're used on a lot of corporate aircraft, the Beechcraft, King Air. Basic engine that comes in our shop would probably have a value from anywhere from $250,000 on up to $1 million per engine. And the reason these engines are so expensive is because the parts in the engine, there's some parts in there that run anywhere from $40,000 to $60,000 per part. My wife Betty and I have worked at Covington since 1972. If we were formal today, we'd call her the CFO. Matthew 6:33 is a verse that Betty and I really claimed back when we were at LeTourneau, when we surrendered our lives. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Well, we were very poor back then, and we depended on God. But there's times we just really wondered if we had where the next meal was coming from, because we were that poor. But we depended on God, and He never did let us down. Generally, we had enough macaroni in the house. That was about all. Our son Luke is now president. He is an A&P mechanic, and today he runs our newest facility in Mississippi.
I think the Christian values that were introduced to the company by my parents, Paul and Betty, are great. I think they're very necessary. The integrity and the trust, honesty are values that are necessary to do business in today's world.
Our son Aaron is executive vice president, and that means he runs the Oklahoma operation.
We've got 4 core values here at Covington Aircraft. We've got integrity, dependability, affordability, and quality service. Our most important one is integrity. And if we don't get this one right, the other 3 really don't matter. And the integrity is we're going to treat people fairly, we're going to treat them the way we want to be treated, and we're going to do what we say. And we're going to do it all with a Christ-like attitude. One of the big reasons for us that it's important for us to be Christ-like in the way that we deal with our employees is that several of them will never step foot inside of a church. And we are the church, or try to be the church to the employees.
We have chapel once a week for our employees, and we have a pastor or a missionary or somebody come in and speak to our people. And we've done that for probably close to 40 years now. You can have the buildings, the tools, the equipment, but if you don't have good employees, you don't really have anything. The customers, like I say, they hear about the good work we do and all, and they want us to service their product and to overhaul their airplane engines. Their life can be at stake, or the lives of their family or their passengers, and it's not something they can just pull over next to a cloud and stop. It's a little different than being in a car, but it is very, very important, and it's serious business, and our employees all know that. There's no doubt that God called me into business and to be a businessman. Our desire, Betty and my desire, has always been to make money and then to take the majority of our profits and put that into ministry work and missions around the world. But what we often have done over the years, we have made commitments when we did not even have the money, but we just depended on God to provide the money. We also have boots on the ground occasionally. A few weeks ago, our son Aaron traveled to Nigeria with a group to work on a hospital. Luke turned 40 years old, and we gave him a year sabbatical, but it had to be a working sabbatical. And he chose to go with Missionary Aviation Fellowship, and he and his family moved to the Congo. Also in 2011, I took a trip to China with 10 other Christian businessmen, a lot of Chinese business people that have come to know Christ. They've had a lot of questions, and they were real interested in seeing our businesses. We had each showed our businesses on PowerPoint, and then we talked about how we use these biblical principles to operate our business. And I pray for wisdom on a daily basis. I'm not smart enough to run this business by myself, and I know that, but I believe God can sure help me. Everything we have is just because of God's blessings. It isn't anything that we've necessarily done on our own, but God has truly blessed us above and beyond what we ever thought or expected.